Good morning, y'all. Check it out. I actually built something. It's not much, but at least it's progress. I started building the cubby, the cabinet, the surround, I don't know what you call it, for the washer. And this is as far as I got. So it's not a whole lot of progress, but again, at least it's something. I was just so anxious to get something built. The rest of my plywood and supplies will be delivered today. They should be here by 1:30. So, they give you a 4-hour delivery window. And so mine is 9:30 to 1:30. So by 1:30, I should have the rest of my supplies and be able to get started on all the rest of the cabinets in this room. But at least I built something. So let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what I've been up to. Okay, here it is. It's just a very simple construction. You can see I didn't even put plywood on the back or the sides because it would be wasted and I would have to cut out the plywood around the connections and the outlet. And I mean, there's just no need for it. So instead, I just used 1x2s as my framing for the side and the back. And there. And then put this plywood on the side attached to that 1x2, and then put the top on and framed out the front. I have a feeling I'm going to have to take this piece off and use my table saw to cut it down a little bit because my floor is not level. So I had to use a little shim under the front edge of the plywood. So as it is, this measurement right here is plenty for my washer. But this measurement here is, well, if my washer fits, it's gonna be very tight. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to take that top one off, cut it down a little bit, put it back on, so that my washer will fit in there, and then use the little leveling feet on the bottom of the washer to get it sitting straight. Because my floor, again, it's just one of the lovely things about living in a pier and beam house is the floors are just never going to be perfectly level. Anyway, okay, so as far as the countertop, I had decided, of course I would love quartz, I'd love to use quartz or something like that. I'm not going to go to that expense in a closet. I'm just not willing to pay that much for a closet. So I was looking at butcher block countertops, and I almost bought a butcher block countertop at Lowe's, but then I thought, my goodness, I've got all this leftover flooring from the flooring. And so I just decided to use it. I cut several pieces to 33 inches, and I'm gonna use wood bleach on it because I want these to be kind of light and bright, natural wood color. So I'm gonna bleach out that red. And then, of course, I will trim out this with some red oak 1x2s and trim it on the front. So it'll look, this is what I did in my pantry. I used red oak hardwood flooring for the countertops in my pantry, and they look beautiful. And I bleached those as well and then whitewashed them. So that's what I'm gonna do in here. I was so thankful to already have this wood on hand so I didn't have to buy additional countertops. And of course, all of this will be, painted and trimmed and all of that. I'll have baseboards around the bottom. I'm gonna put baseboards in here, but all of that is coming in my delivery today. So I didn't have that yet. But anyway, it's at least some progress, right? I've been so anxious to just do something. So any little bit of progress is exciting. Okay, but also I want to show y'all this. So many people had recommended that I keep my countertops on top of the washer and dryer free to use those for folding and stuff like that. I am so glad I'm going to have an island in this room. That's where I'm going to have to do all of my folding laundry and stuff like that. Because, y'all, when I tell you that I am short, I am only 5 feet tall, and look at this. This thing comes up so high on me. Can you imagine? I'm like, up here folding laundry. Like that just would not work for me. So yeah, this would not be an appropriate work surface. For me, it's way too tall. So thankfully I will have a 7-foot island in the middle of the room where I can take clothes out of the dryer, put them on that island and fold them to put them away. This is just gonna, you know, this is just gonna look pretty. Maybe I can reach it. I don't have a problem reaching it, but I can't reach all the way to the back unless I have a step stool. And so I could just imagine me getting a step stool out to fold clothes every time. Obviously that's not gonna work. But anyway, it'll work out in the end because I'll have that island where I can fold my clothes and maybe just store something up there. I don't know. But it does kind of call into question my plan for putting I was gonna put some sort of a rod up there where I can hang wet clothes to dry, things that I don't wanna put in the dryer. And now I'm wondering, is that even gonna work? I'm gonna have to think through that because it's just so tall and I'm so short. Anyway, but that's the progress. Okay. Hopefully I can get a lot more done today when my plywood is delivered by 1:30, even if it's just getting all the pieces cut or some of the pieces cut, half of the pieces, a quarter, anything, any progress. I'm just anxious to get any progress done on this room. So I'll check back with y'all tomorrow and tell you how much I got done.